Sure.
Do we need visual evidence?
What do you think? Okay, I'll just pass it over to you.
Yeah, just go ahead.
So I make a motion to approve the agenda. The agenda consists of, in addition to call to order, pledge of allegiance, roll call, public comment concerning the agenda, motion to approve minutes of the December 2021 DeSigra meeting, treasurer's report, reorganization, solicitor's report, old business, new business, motion to amend Article 9 with new bylaw 9.01, a motion to provide and approve a $5,000 grant to the Delaware County Community College, and 13 motions for our emergency services reimbursement grant, public comment, authority comments, and then adjournment. Do I have a second to approve the agenda?
Second.
Thank you. All those in favor? Aye.
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 At this time, we will open the floor up to the public concerning the agenda for public comment.
We currently have no one in the room.
Thank you. Hearing none, we'll proceed. I make a motion to approve the minutes of the December 2021 DeSigra meeting. All of you should have received it from our great secretary, Ron Evans. Do I have a second?
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
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 Thank you. All right, at this time, we will have, our treasurer's report from Mr. Roots.
Oh, hey, everybody. Not a lot of activity this month. We had a $1.27 interest payment. We had an opening balance, $150,000, $150,094.53. And with that $1.27, it bumps up by $1.27. Since then, we've had 2 checks clear, $600 payment to Force Vector, $253.46 check to the Delaware County Daily Times for our ad for the grant opportunity for the first responders, leaving us with a whopping $149,242.34. And that concludes the treasurer report.
Okay.
Stefan, you have a couple motions.
Oh. Do I
have a motion. Do you want to you can make the motion to approve the treasurer's report.
All right, then I make a motion to approve the treasurer's report. Can I get a second?
Second.
And a motion to authorize, I guess myself and Paul, since we're co-signers, to pay the fourth quarter 2021 invoice of Daily Law Firm for $2,450.
Second.
Thank you.
Welcome.
And
Stefan, we need to call these for a vote after they've been made and seconded.
My Robert's Rules of Order is still a little rusty, so thank you for that. So back to the first motion to approve the treasurer's report. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? I don't hear any, so motion carries. Second motion for payment to the Daily Law Firm for $2,450. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? I hear none. Payment will be made to the Daily Law Firm.
Thank you.
And so, you know, Frank, we do have the checkbook here. We'll be making that check out today while we're together.
Great.
There's also a motion on the amended agenda for
Paul, you're very faint.
Talking to Stefan.
I think, Paul,
We're in the same room. I don't know if you guys are hearing the echo.
It's okay.
A little
Yeah,
bit.
just then.
Okay. All right. Stefan, you have another motion that's on the revised agenda for course vector. I believe it was $411.
All right.
Everyone received the revised agenda, correct? Okay. I'll let Stefan make the make the motion, excuse me.
Sorry for the feedback, but I'd like to make a motion for approval of payment to Course Vector for $411 for their ongoing web design work.
Second.
Second, yeah, sorry.
All those in favor of?
Well, did Francis have a question?
Mhm.
All those in favor of making this payment to Course Vector?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? There are none.
You can keep your speaker on. I have mine off, so it should be fine.
I'm gonna go on the headphones.
I can hear from you.
So now we're on to reorganization.
Is that better as far as the sound quality?
Well, it was initially, then it sounded kind of funny. Can you say something again to see if it's better?
Okay, he's on, he plugged his headphones in, so I think we're okay. Is that better?
Yeah.
Is that
Mr.
better?
Chair, is it out? That's fine.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear what was said. Excuse me, I apologize.
We hear you fine.
Okay, thank you.
Are you ready for me
Yes.
to reorganize? Okay. Yes, this is the annual reorganization of the officers of the authority. First up is chair. Do we have any nomination for chair?
I'd like to
I'd like to-
nominate Paul Johnson as chair.
Thank you. Are there any other nominations? Hearing none. Motion to close the nominations.
Second.
Well, I can't make the motion.
Oh, yes. So, yeah, I motioned that we close the nominations for chair.
Okay, is there a second? Oh, you don't?
Second.
Yes, you do need a second for that.
Second,
Okay, all in favor of the chair continuing with Paul Johnson, please say aye.
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 Those opposed? All right, Mr. Chair, congratulations on your reelection.
Thank you, thank you.
All right, now we have nominations for vice president. Do we have any nominations?
I nominate Shannon as vice president or vice chair.
Who was
All right.
that again?
Are we using the term chair and vice chair?
Yes,
I believe that's in the charter.
And who did you nominate, Paul?
I nominate Francis Sheehan for vice chair.
excellent. Any other nominations? Hearing none, can I get a motion to close nominations?
So moved.
All right, is there a second to that?
Second.
Okay. All in favor of closing nominations, please say aye.
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 We will move on the nomination of Francis Shannon. Could we have a motion, please?
You need a motion that we vote on vice
Yes.
chair? Okay,
Yes.
so moved.
Second.
Thank you. Thank you. All in favor of the election of Francis Shannon as vice chair, please say aye.
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 All right. It's unanimous. Francis is elected vice chair. Do we have any nominations for the office of treasurer?
I nominate Stefan Roots.
Very good. Is there any other nominations? Hearing none, do I have a motion to close nominations?
So moved.
Thank you. All in favor?
Aye.
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 Okay, now we move on the nomination. All in favor of Stefan Roots to be treasurer for the next year, please say aye.
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 It's unanimous. Congratulations. And lastly, but not least, we have secretary. Are there any nominations for secretary?
I nominate Ron Evans for secretary.
Very good. Are there any other nominations? Hearing none, could I have a motion to close nominations?
So moved.
All right. All in favor, please say aye.
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 Okay, those
Aye.
opposed? Those opposed, none. Congratulations. You have been, Ron, you've been reelected as secretary for another year. Congratulations to the whole slate.
Thank you.
Thank you. I'm honored and humbled by everyone for being renominated and selected as your board chair. Thank you. And this is a great team. Everyone's really pitched in and really delivered for the residents of Delaware County. So thank you for this honor. It's very humbling. At this time, part of our reorganization involves selection of the solicitor. And we did a evaluation of the solicitor, which is a little unusual for municipal entities, because I've gone to some municipal reorganization meetings and they just keep status quo. There's no discussion as far as the performance of the solicitor. And our solicitor received rave reviews from all of us on the authority, and we're pleased to make a motion to reappoint. I make a motion to reappoint Daly Law Firm as our solicitor. Do I have a second?
Second.
Are there any other suggestions for solicitor at this time? The selection of solicitors is now closed. All those in favor of reappointing Daly Law Firm as the solicitor for DeSigra, please signify by saying aye.
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 Any opposed? Abstentions? Motion carried. Frank, did I follow the procedure correctly for that?
Yes, you did. And I do thank you and express my appreciation to the members of the authority board.
The only thing you missed, Paul, is you didn't say congratulations.
Thank you. Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you.
I will share some positive feedback that kind of like snippets with you that we all discussed. So thank you for serving our authority. We appreciate it. Okay, at this time, we will provide an opportunity for the solicitor to provide any updates or as part of his report.
I believe you all received the email from the Department of Revenue indicating that our fourth quarter payment is coming due any day now. And it is over $60,000. So we are continuing our trend. I'm the one that is designated to receive that notification. I try to pass it on to everybody as soon as I can. So that's good. Very briefly, there's an interesting situation, and that is that technically the governor's order that was an emergency order that provided that municipalities and authorities can meet by Zoom has expired. And that is why you see one of the participants is the County of Delaware seal. That is set up in the conference room of County Council, and should anybody decide to show up, they will be able to see us and they will be able to participate. The Authorities Act does provide that people can attend meetings electronically, and that's been interpreted to include Zoom as well as just telephone calls. So that is why we're doing what we're doing. Perhaps you all knew that intuitively, but I thought I should let you know that is a little change in the law. And having said that, I really don't have anything else to report. Oh, except that now that our year end is ended, we should be hearing from our auditors that we appointed, Barbicane Thornton and Company, to start the first audit of our first full year of 2021. And I have nothing else to report.
And that's because we're on a December 31st fiscal year.
Correct.
And Stefan, if you don't hear from them before the end of February, would you follow up with Jeff Kowalczyk? I would expect we would hear from them very soon.
Yes, thanks.
Thank you. And also, I appreciate everyone's flexibility in letting us reschedule this meeting. We wanted to make sure that all of our valued members were able to participate in this meeting, especially our esteemed Vice Chair, Francis Sheehan. So we wanted, so the meeting was delayed by a week. So we're gonna turn right back around and have another meeting in approximately 3 weeks. Also, we wanted to make the adjustment, taking into consideration the high transmissibility of the current variant Omicron of COVID-19, and the meeting location that we were able to have for this meeting was going to be in a smaller space. So we just wanted to be cognizant and make sure it was healthy for everyone and not put anyone at risk. So thank you for everyone's being flexible, and the big word is pivoting to a different date and format of this meeting. And we're kind of aligning with the county council because they are doing hybrid meetings, but I would guess that most likely in February, we'll be back to face-to-face meetings. All right, so let's continue. Any questions or comments for the solicitor? Okay, thank you. All right, the next item of business is old business. And the first item is emergency services grant update. All of you should have received the agenda, which details all of the awardees or proposed awardees for the fourth quarter of 2021. Very robust activity. And thank you everyone for reviewing those requests and making suggestions on those requests and providing your feedback. But this grant has gotten off to a great start. Requests received after December 31st are in queue, where we will review them at the end of the quarter. So we will review these on a quarterly basis and then propose them to County Council for full approval. So the proposed grants for the fourth quarter, after they're voted on today, I will go to County Council, I believe it's February 15th at their second regular meeting for the month. Unfortunately, it was too late to get on the agenda for the first meeting. And I will request County Council approval, and pending that County Council approval, we'll start to get the checks out to those emergency services entities over the next, towards the latter end of February, early March. At this time, I do check the email that Stefan has set up. I do check it Tuesday and Friday, and as of now, we have 2 requests for the first quarter of 2022. I will reach out to the contacts that I have in emergency services, and maybe the foundation can promote this again in their email newsletter, which would be greatly appreciated, and hopefully we'll get the activity up again. So it looks like approximately 1/2 of the allocation that we had is accounted for with the fourth quarter potential awardees. Any questions about the emergency services grant update or comments? Okay, thank you everyone. Everyone's been great and fully involved, so I really do appreciate it. All right, the next order of business is Course Vector web services update, and that'll be Stefan.
All right, can you hear me all right?
Yeah.
I think we got this technology set here. Unfortunately, I did print out the note that I sent you guys from Course Vector, but I didn't bring it with me. But You can go to the website right now. It's the desigra.org. Thank you. And what you will see is a what do they call it? Under construction website. But unfortunately, as much as it's under construction, it's live. So there is no, this is not a test platform at all. So what they did was take the information that we've given them thus far. Some of the stuff they didn't put up, I'm a little surprised, but that's okay. We got a good framework for how it's laid out. So, you know, if you guys look at it, I think the framework is fine. It's just a matter of filling in the puzzle pieces is what they're looking for. So some of the missing pieces, I'm just going to do this from memory, is Frank Daly. We want to have our solicitor's photo and bio in there. And
I think the chair disagreed with that.
Oh, did he? Did you say that, Chair?
We'll talk offline.
Oh, we're talking offline. Okay. So those are some of the things that, well, Paul and I have decided we'll be a committee of two to try to streamline the next iteration of changes, you know, for the website. And some of it's really simple, like deciding what mission statement we want to put up there on the site.
Can I interject?
Sure.
Yeah, so okay, can you hear me? Is that better?
Yeah.
All right. So there were some pieces in the website as far as content, as far as some of the fields. So the lower portion of the website, kind of like a description, but not a mission statement. And then when you pull down one of the pages, there was a mission statement, but we're getting ready to vote on a mission statement. Also, there were opportunities to highlight some of the grants that we provided. However, we wanted to wait until we got the mission statement and approved these grants to possibly reach out to those awardees for pictures, and we can also use the thank yous that we've already received in as far as some of that content. So it's I think it's probably about 80 to 90% of the way there. We just have to come up with some language. I provided Stefan with some suggestions on kind of like an overall summary of the authority without it being a mission statement, and being able to drill in further into the website to get a mission statement. So if you have suggestions, if you haven't already reached out to Stefan, please take a look at it and provide those suggestions. What he's trying to do is really look at this very efficiently, because he doesn't want to keep sending them updates because we get charged. So he's trying to do them in dumps. And I'm copied in on an email, and they did ask him for some information, and he responded, you know, he's waiting until after this meeting, because after this meeting, hopefully we'll approve the mission statement, and we can get the mission statement as well as some other content, and the website will be a little bit more complete.
Yeah. Let's take off the social media links in the top right-hand page. We can always put those back in, but we don't have any social media pages at this point.
Right, good observation, because I didn't see that. I must have missed that at all when I was looking at the test site.
Yeah.
And Stefan, you should ask them, usually when I've worked with other organizations and they're doing a test site, you have like a login and a password or some type of code to put in to see the site. I don't know why it's live for everyone to see right now. So they need to put something on there where we should be able to put in a password so it's not live, because it's not fully live, because it's not complete.
So you've already uploaded all the treasurer's reports, which is great. Do they have all the meeting minutes? Because they haven't uploaded those yet.
Yeah, meeting minutes, agenda, and treasurer reports have all been sent.
I would also put the treasurer's reports, instead of putting them under annual report, I'd put them under financial disclosure. I mean, annual report, we could just do something really simple that was, that this year the organization was formed, hired an attorney.
Here's what I find.
Oops, that was Siri. Set up a, bank account, and made the following grants, with a list, which, yes, I know is already in the meeting minutes way back when, but that's essentially what we did in 2021. That's the sort of annual report. Do you want, Stefan, just to save time, do you want us to put together a list and what's most helpful to you?
Yeah, if you can just go through it like you're doing now, just jot down bullet points.
Yeah, I sent over some comments. Earlier when he requested them, but I'm glad, just for example, just Francis, you looking at it now or recently, there was something that I missed as far as the social media link. So I'm glad that we have several different eyes looking at it. So thank you for that. Ron, did you have any questions or any comments about the update? If not, it's fine.
No, I mean, I looked at it and I just, realized it was a work in progress and trusted you guys to move it forward.
Thank you, everyone. I'm really excited. I think by time shortly after this meeting and we get the revised mission approved, I think we can pretty much have a lot of content done and maybe have this really live and complete late winter or early spring, which is remarkable. And Stefan, you've done an excellent job on the follow-up with all of your increased duties that you have and responsibilities that you have. So I appreciate it. Thank you. All right, the next item is last year we had a grant that went out to the community. I believe it was $75,000 approximately, about 15 organizations at $5,000 a piece. And we discussed various ways of needs or focus for 2021, especially given the pandemic. And we focused on children and families. And I just wanted to have an open discussion among our members about what you think our priorities or our focus should be this year. We can take an informal vote. We don't have to vote on anything now, but this is just an informal discussion. So let's go alphabetically if you don't mind, and then we can kind of brainstorm a little bit or collaborate on one or more common themes. So let's start with Ron, if you don't mind.
Well, I like the idea of sticking with children just from the point of view of continuity and kind of developing relationships with our recipients so that we can, we're not going to have staff to be vetting people, vetting organizations, but as we give to organizations that continually have needs, we can get to know them better. Of course, I'm open-minded to granting to other organizations and causes too, but that was my main thought. I kind of like Francis. I was intrigued by Francis's point of if we could help out the DA's program to focus on at-risk youth, at risk of joining gangs or getting in trouble and taking a bad turn. I don't know. I know I don't have any expertise in that type of thing, but that would be an interesting thing to help with if there is something we can help with.
Okay, thank you, Ron. Let's move on to Stefan.
I think this is the earliest I've ever been in a alphabetical order. I selfishly, I'm going to follow Francis's lead with parks and playgrounds. My focus after taking a tour around here in Chester is playgrounds specifically. One of the things that I'm seeing in Chester playgrounds is that they've been neglected for so long that there's a lot of playground equipment that literally needs to be decommissioned, removed. They're just dangerous. They look great. If I was a 5, 6, 7-year-old and I was excited about playground equipment, there's some stuff that I would definitely climb on. But there were a couple sliding boards I saw that were, jagged at the bottom, so it could literally rip a leg apart, or, not really safe when you walk around. I would imagine most of these playgrounds, though, are owned or controlled by the municipality. So I don't know how we would, grant something like that. There's probably some friends groups. I don't know, but I'm real partial to playgrounds. The other thing that came up recently, and I was just ear hustling somewhere, I was listening to these women talk about a real need amongst particularly low-income young ladies, and that's personal hygiene products, personal care type products. And they were talking about, putting care packages together, whenever there were events where teenage young ladies were going to be there. So if there was some organizations that, did that kind of work, or if there was something we can do in that area, I think that could be very impactful. And my last thing was simple beautification. I think we're coming up on the spring season. Flowers look great any and everywhere. So I just have flowers on my brain right now. I guess I need some type of visual to let me know that there is a promise of spring on the horizon. So those were my kind of hot buttons.
Thank you, Stefan. Francis?
It's neat. It's interesting because I sort of feel like the way we've been talking about our grant making has been sort of under the quality of life umbrella, organizations that are serving kids, parks and playgrounds, emergency services, community outreach and volunteer recruitment, anti-violence work, which is the DA's project. And I think these are all, and we did talk about the Chester Courthouse, we talked about the Lansdowne Theater, which are sort of historic preservation, arts and culture. And I think those are all great. I think those are all really wonderful. I mean, they're all about the vibrancy of the community and what makes Delaware County a great place to live. If you're a family or you're a senior citizen, or you want to live in a community that has really good parks and playgrounds, and where the buildings are well maintained, and it's a safe community, and so all of these to me sort of fit under that rubric. So, I mean, I think they're all really great. I mean, we're doing, our RFP is out right now at the Foundation for Our Impact Grants, and it's under 3, it's food insecurity, children's health and well-being, and then community and economic development. And they're sort of broadly defined. All of the things we just talked about could fit under one of those 3 buckets. And we could be very specific about these things. We could pick or choose. I like very much what we've done so far and would love us to continue and possibly add another bucket or 2, like the DA's anti-violence project. So those are just my initial thoughts.
Thank you for sharing that, Francis. Okay, so I went last. I guess I should have, I deferred, I guess, since I was leading the discussion alphabetically. But my ideas were, I was really seriously looking at the crime prevention and anti-violence within the county. So that kind of relates to, or is exactly relates to the suggestion from Francis about the DA's anti-violence program in Chester, and maybe it could be expanded to other communities. And I believe we've served some organizations that provide mentorship or do some anti-violence reduction programs in the past. I was also thinking, because of COVID, and this has been a problem even before COVID, but it's just been exacerbated as a result of COVID, is substance abuse prevention and treatment services. There are some organizations that are related to that do help children that are displaced because of their parents that are involved in this epidemic. So that might be something to look at, because it still would relate to children, youth, and families. And then lastly, I know that there's been some concern throughout the county. A lot of times we tend to focus on just one or two areas of the county, but it's areas throughout the county of homelessness and housing stability. Those are some important areas as well. So those are just my thoughts initially, but I think we're kind of coalescing around the same theme of anything that we can do to support children and youth and their family structures. So go ahead, Francis.
I just thought of one other thing. Let's not forget SHARE. They're starting to pull together exactly what they are going to want to do in the coming year. And I know they're going to be submitting a proposal to us at the foundation. I'll be interested to see what that looks like, depending on how much they're asking for. Maybe that's something we would like to jump in on at DeSigra.
And I think that organizations like SHARE and some of the other ones that you mentioned that we're looking to provide more impact, we can kind of look at those as one-offs. And I think we allocated some funding for special grants or special funding, so that, I'm still thinking that these would be the good starter grants or good gap grants of $5,000 or whatever we decide. So Francis, let's you and I kind of get together and kind of massage this idea a little bit and come back to the February meeting. Is that okay with you?
Are you thinking about this would be sort of what our overall grant making priorities would be, and then that would be sort of an open process that throughout the course of the year, organizations could submit grants under these categories?
Yes.
Is that what you're thinking?
Yes.
So that even though we have these special, we did set aside up to $50,000 for these emergency services, that even once we run out of that money, we'd continue to fund that sort of thing as one of the priorities going forward.
Correct. So that would be a separate category from this other open, because that category is only for emergency services entities, our first responders, our ambulances, our fire, our police, town watch, and so on. But this would be similar to what we did last year with the 15 grants that we gave out.
For the children.
And I think we kind of put together a tentative budget, and I think we actually increased that number. So this would be kind of that category for them.
Okay.
Okay. So can you and I get together between the next meeting, and we'll kind of massage this and make it a little bit more formal, and we can maybe bring this to a motion in the next meeting. Any other comments or questions? Because I think we're kind of all on the same theme. From anybody? Okay. All right. Thank you, everybody. I think that was a great exercise, and I think we're all caring individuals. We all really care about Delaware County and the community, and especially our future. I think that's comes through with everything that everyone's had to say. So I'm glad to be working with compassionate people. Okay, so let's move forward. Ron, I'm going to let you read this one since you're the secretary. So I'm going to let you read the motion And Ron did provide the what do we call it? The announcement or the notification of the amendment?
Yes.
Yes, in advance. So Ron, do you mind reading this motion?
Sure.
Okay, thank you, Ron.
So we voted on this last month and to amend our mission statements. And we're also in conjuncture voting to add it to the bylaws. So I think, I know at least with the bylaw change that requires the 1 month notice. So after the meeting, I sent an email to all of you saying this is our proposal to be voted on at this meeting. Okay, so I guess I'll make the motion to amend Article 9 of our bylaws with a new 9.01, which will be this revised existing mission statement, which adds the diversity, equity, and inclusion statement. Okay, and the revised mission statement is, the mission of the DeSigra is to improve the quality of life in Delaware County. We seek to accomplish our mission by investing in economic and community development, emergency services, and nonprofit organizations with an emphasis on under-resourced communities. DeSigra is committed to the values of diversity, equity, inclusion, and creating a sense of belonging in all aspects of our operations. They are central to our mission in serving an increasingly diverse county that includes underrepresented groups. We recognize that varied perspectives, experiences, and backgrounds create a vibrant, innovative, and growing community.
Thank you. I second the motion. Any questions or comments before we proceed with the vote? All those in favor of this motion to amend Article 9 with new bylaw 9.01, please signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed? Abstentions? Motion carried. Thank you, everyone. I know that all of you are committed to diversity, equity, and inclusion, and a sense of belonging. I see it every day. I see it every time we meet and in the work that you do. And I just appreciate it that we put this on paper. And it's part of our legacy even after we're no longer on DeSigra. So thank you. It's very important. Okay, I'm going to ask Francis to make the next motion.
Okay, I'd like to move to provide and approve a $5,000 grant to the Delaware County Community College to support their Center for Equity and Social Justice's application for funding presented at the DeSigra meeting on December 16th, 2021 for their programming promotional expenses.
Do we have a second?
I'll second that.
Any questions or comments before we move to the vote? All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed? Abstentions? Thank you. Motion carried. All right. This is the hard part. We have to make a motion on each of these. So I will read them. Ron, on your behalf, unless you want to read them, Ron.
I don't care.
Okay, I'll read them. Make it easier for you. You can second them all, Ron.
Okay.
All right. The following motions are for 2021 reimbursements / 2022 grants for 13 emergency services organizations in Delaware County via our emergency services reimbursement / grant for a total of $26,084.22 with a focus on community outreach and/or recruitment. I make a motion to approve $2,450 reimbursement for Upper Darby Township Police Department. Excuse me, let me interject. All of these will be subject to county council approval. So I don't have to read that part at the end of each motion. Is that acceptable, Frank?
That is correct. It's fine.
Okay, thank you. So I'll repeat the motion. Motion to approve $2,450 reimbursement for Upper Darby Township Police Department.
Second.
Questions, comments? All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed? Abstentions? Motion carried. Motion to approve $2,500 reimbursement for Brookhaven Borough Police Department.
Second.
Questions? Comments? All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? Motion carried. Motion to approve $638.99 reimbursement for Collingdale Borough Police Department.
Second.
Questions? Comments? All those in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? Motion carried. Motion to approve $2,500 reimbursement from Marple Township Police Department.
Second.
Questions? Comments? All those in favor?
Aye.
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 Opposed? Abstention? Trying to remember where I am. Motion to approve. Yes. Motion to approve $1,022.63 reimbursement for Prospect Park Fire Company.
Second.
Questions? Comments? I'm a member of that community, but I am not a member of that fire company, so I will not abstain. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? Motion carried. Motion to approve $1,071.86 reimbursement for Norwood Fire Company.
Second.
Questions? Comments? All those in favor? Aye.
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 Opposed? Abstentions? Motion to approve $2,500 reimbursement for Marple Township Ambulance Corps.
Second.
Questions? Comments? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? Motion carried. Motion to approve $2,500 reimbursement for City of Chester Police Department.
Second.
Questions? Comments? All those saying aye?
Aye.
Oppose? Abstention?
I'll be the abstainer on this one.
Thank you. Motion to approve $968.64 reimbursement for Rose Tree Fire Company Number 1.
Second.
Questions? Comments? All those in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? Motion carried. If I missed motion carried on any of the previous ones, the motions are obviously carried. Motion to approve $2,500 grant for Broomall Fire Company.
Second.
Questions? Comments? All those in favor?
Aye.
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 Opposed? Abstention? Motion carried. Motion to approve $2,500 grant for Yaton Borough Police Department.
Second.
Questions? Comments? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? Motion carried. Two more. Motion to approve $2,500 grant for Eddystone Police Department.
Oh, second.
Questions? Comments? All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? Motion carried. Motion to approve $2,432 grant for Delaware County Fire Police Association.
Second.
Questions? Comments? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Abstentions? Motion carried. Thank you. That was a lot of work.
So,
Yay.
Stefan, you abstained on the Chester grants. Paul, I think if someone abstains, a reason needs to be given. Is that right, Paul? I mean, Frank?
And not only has to be given, it's got to be put in writing and given to the secretary. In this case, it's obvious that the reason that he abstained is that he is an elected official in the city of Chester. So a note as simple as that will suffice. He just has to sign it and date it and give it to you. And for what it's worth, under Robert's Rules of Order, all abstentions are actually added as a vote in favor of the motion that carries, or in favor of whether the motion carried or was turned down. Just a bit of an oddity in the rules.
So we have to vote.
Because it's not technically, they're not voting against it.
Correct. Correct.
So technically, if you abstain, you voted with the majority?
Yes.
Okay. I thought maybe we had to vote for the abstention.
No.
Okay, I didn't think so. All right, thank you. All right, I just want to, well, I'll wait until authority comments. So thank you, everyone. At this time, we will receive any public comment if there is any available, if there are any comments. Okay, thank you. Hearing none, we will move on to authority comments. And I will provide an opportunity for members of the authority to make comments. And I'll just let you volunteer rather than call on you, if anyone wants to make any comments.
I have a 3 o'clock Zoom, unfortunately, so I need to sneak out, but great meeting.
Okay. Thank you. I just want to thank everyone for their support of the D&I addition to the mission statement, for the funding for Delaware County Community College, also for our discussion around the open grant process. I think it was well informed and it was a collaborative process. And just thank you again for all of your support for this emergency services grant. It's proven to be a success and we have more funding to provide.
One quick question, Paul. Will you let Cindy know about the grant to the Delaware County Community College, or would you like me to do that? I know she'll.
I can do
Great.
that.
I
And
think
okay.
she'd like to hear that.
I do want to do that. And I also I'll send everyone an email. There may be an opportunity for some of us or all of us or any of us to make a public presentation of these grants if you'd like to. So I'll leave that option open to you. And after county council approval, I'll make that option available to all of you. All right, at this time, do I have a motion to adjourn the meeting?
So moved.
Second?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Thank you. Thanks, Francis.
Thank you. Bye, everybody.
Thank you, everyone. Okay, bye-bye.